welcome back to the 13th episode of Kyler Speaks. And remember, if you are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I can really appreciate your support, and I have appreciated all of your support so far. I've had incredible interactions with people, and I want that to continue from here to whenever, infinity and beyond, till the day I die. And so please like and subscribe. Now, on to what we are all here for, the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, I can't be the only one that watched the Super Bowl halftime show. It was really a spectacle, and furthermore, it was a statement. Now, I could just automatically be on one side or the other side, but I don't think like that. I'm really complex, and these situations are complex, and it takes deep rational thought in order to come to a decision. I could see both sides. Yes, it was the American Football League, the National Football League in America, America's biggest sporting event. Should they have had someone that spoke English? Yeah. Yeah, they should have. They definitely should have. Sorry. It seems like everything was orchestrated with the Grammys and then with Bad Bunny performing. It was all orchestrated. His SNL, he should not have went on SNL and said you have 4 months to learn Spanish. Now, why did he do that? Was it in a playful manner? Was there a little bit of malice within that statement? I don't know. I don't know. I can't read his mind. All I know is that the Super Bowl halftime should have had English. I'm sorry. For the same reason why I don't go to Mexico and get upset when I ask a question in English and someone simply can't understand me. That was the wrong audience, man. That was the wrong audience. Sorry. I know you were making a political statement, but that was the wrong audience. I think when they told him he's performing at a football show, he didn't know it was American football. He probably thought it was soccer, but it wasn't. And let's be honest, the Super Bowl sucked anyways. This Super Bowl was absolute garbage. I turned it off. A little bit of it had to do with him. He didn't speak a word of English. He was putting all these other flags out ahead of the American flag. I didn't like it. I've never been patriotic. But that type of shit right there makes me get patriotic really fast. Really fast. I'll be the first to stand up and say, hey, I don't think something is right here. Now, with that being said, I thought about this and I thought, why would he do that? Why would he want to almost spit in the face of some Americans and represent Puerto Rico? Oh, I remember when Donald Trump called Puerto Rico a shithole country. He called it a shithole. He just did. That would that would massively offend me if I was from Puerto Rico, and I would have a chip on my shoulder to do anything I could in order to rub one back in the president's face with my Super Bowl halftime show because I know he's watching. I know he'll watch, and he did watch. There's videos of Donald Trump watching. He later expressed on X that it was basically a disgrace. It was an absolute disgrace, and it sucked. That's what he said, something along those lines. You know, it's Donald Trump. It sucked. It was an absolute disgrace. I don't think I watched it. I don't think anyone watched it. Maybe no one watched it. Absolute garbage, just like Puerto Rico as a country. A pile of garbage. Ugh. Kid Rock wins. I like to see Kid Rock win. A lot of people like to see Kid Rock win. He does a good halftime show. Bad Bunny did a very bad halftime show. Maybe the worst we've ever seen. Some people are saying it's the worst halftime show I have ever seen. You know, I don't think it might be the worst. Who knows? That's the type of shit he does. And I like Donald Trump. I do. But when you talk shit about someone's country, that's the type of shit you get. Now, for Bad Bunny's sake and for the commissioner of the NFL, he should have fucking known better. They are definitely playing up this massive agenda. I get it. I get it. One is pro all migration, whether it be illegal or not, citizenship, and the other wants to slow it down. And to be honest, some people on the right might be racist. I don't know. I'm sure a small group of them are. The left are lunatics, and the right really has. It's like that old saying: if you're a Democrat, you don't have a brain, and if you're a Republican, you don't have a heart. A lot of Americans don't abide by either one of those. We're somewhere in the middle, and I totally understand what both sides are doing. I don't think he should have performed, and I'll tell you why. Did that bring us together or did that separate us? They could have just had Post Malone or someone doing the Super Bowl halftime show in English. It just really turned people off to the culture because it felt like they walked into our house and took their shoes off and put their dirty feet on our very nice coffee table. They were getting food everywhere. They made an absolute mess. They didn't flush the toilet after they used it. That was what I felt, at least. I think the Super Bowl is meant to celebrate America. But then again, the Super Bowl is whatever they want it to be. And whether or not people like me watch, that's up for us to decide on an individual basis. I really am not going to slam it because it wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything I knew. But it wasn't meant for me. I guess it wasn't meant for me. So if the Super Bowl wants to continue on with that trend of getting political and making a statement, then they're going to lose. I guarantee you this is one of the worst ratings for any Super Bowl halftime show within the history of the NFL. It had to have been the worst. And there was competition. Kid Rock's thing wasn't bad. I didn't even know what was going on until afterwards. I didn't even know about Bad Bunny's remarks about learning English. You have 4 months to learn English. I don't give a fuck. I just turned on the Super Bowl. I didn't know all this background shit had been going on. And I turned it off. That's what I did. In hindsight, I may have judged it a little prematurely, but I don't think so. As an American, I go with my gut. And if no one else has the balls to say it on YouTube, then I will. They fucked up. The Super Bowl wasn't great, and they fucked up. I think what I want. Let me know what you feel. Leave it in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Honestly, I seriously do not think so.